Calista B reporting for Kids First, age 16, and today we will be taking a look at the film Jumanji: The Next Level, the sequel to the 2017 Jumanji. So this film takes place an unknown amount of years after the first Jumanji. It's never really explained how long it's been, and Spencer has gone back into the Jumanji game. This leaves the other three players, Martha, Fridge, and Bethany, to go in after him to rescue him. However, due to the console being broken, instead of Bethany, Spencer's grandpa Eddie and Eddie's friend Milo go in instead with Martha and Fridge. Now, an issue that some sequels have is that sometimes new viewers may be alienated or confused due to not having seen the first film. However, because Martha and Fridge have to explain the rules of the game to Eddie and Milo, that makes it so that exposition and the rules of the game are presented to the audience at the same time and the same way as it's presented to Eddie and Milo. So this can both catch new viewers up to speed and also remind some of the previous fans about the rules of the game if, I don't know, they forgot about the first film. And this is a luxury that not all sequels have, so that's pretty great. And actually, speaking of Eddie and Milo, they're definitely a really great addition to this movie. As a formula changer and a way to differentiate the sequel from the first film, they're really fun and they have a really great chemistry. And the fact that Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart, of all people, have to play these elderly men just kind of sells it. Honestly, they have some of the funniest moments in the film and they definitely steal the show. And speaking of the cast, this whole cast is honestly kind of perfect. Of course, all the original actors are great, and I've already mentioned Dwayne Johnson and Kevin Hart. However, I was really surprised to learn that Awkwafina is actually in this film. It's not a spoiler because you can look up the cast list. She's recently become one of my favorite actresses, so this was a really nice surprise for me. And of course, I have to give special mention to my boy Danny DeVito, who's just always amazing. I don't know how that's possible, but just Danny DeVito is just really funny in everything he does. So props to Danny DeVito. If you're wondering, Danny DeVito plays the real version of Eddie, the one outside the game. So since this film is majorly a comedy, you may be wondering, well, how are the jokes? Well, in the first half of the film, most of the comedy comes from Eddie and Milo being confused about the game. And while that is pretty funny, it does somewhat get repetitive at a few points, but thankfully that's not all this film has to offer. There's actually a lot of nice little details that aren't really that extreme. They're actually pretty subtle, such as Eddie examining and admiring his tattoos in the game, or Fridge freaking out over cake because of events of the first film. And I actually really appreciated that. Also, I want to mention the action scenes, which are the perfect definition of what I like to call stupid fun. It's ridiculous and it's just absolutely wild and energetic, but it's so funny. You just don't really care. The action scenes just perfectly emulate that the good amount of stupid fun. So I would give this film 4 out of 5 stars and would recommend it for ages 13 to 18. And if you liked the 2017 Jumanji, you probably like this one. Or maybe if you even like the original Jumanji from the 90s, you might even want to check this one out. So, that'll be it for this Kids First review. If you like it, make sure to check out the Kids First channel and, of course, all the other Kids First reviewers. And I will see you all later. Bye-bye!
Not gonna make it.